There you have God Save the Queen, and you hear that, something big is about to happen or has happened. And so the royal family has announced that Prince Philip, the irascible and tough-minded husband of Queen Elizabeth II, has spent more than 7 decades supporting his wife in a role that both defined and constricted his life, has died, according to Buckingham Palace. And it's the biggest story online. On Twitter in Nigeria, it is the biggest story. He was aged 99 years. And such a strong character. He headed hundreds of charities, founded programs, and helped British school children participate in challenging outdoor adventures, and played a prominent part in raising his 4 children, including his eldest son, Prince Charles, who is heir to the throne. He spent about a month in hospital earlier this year before being asked to go home on the 16th of March to return to Windsor Castle, and it's where he had passed on. In the statement, which was put up by the palace, says that it is with deep sorrow and Her Majesty the Queen has announced the death of her beloved husband, His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. And so our hearts go out to him, and why this story resonates so much, and I think about it. 7 decades, something for the younger folks to think about, that a man will spend his entire 70 years. 70 years. And the role that he played is something that many, many men in this part would have been, because he was unprecedented. The consort to the husband, in public he'll call her the Queen. That's what he would call her. But in private, he called his wife Lilibet. And in public, he stood at the background while the Queen carried out her duties, and which is what he had to do. Over the decades, his image changed from that of a handsome, dashing athlete to sometimes an arrogant and insensitive guy. But in his later years, you've had stories about how even in the public, the Queen did control the affairs. But in the palace, he was the one behind many of the policies. And I'm sure many men be thinking, if my wife was the Queen, would I just be okay to stay at the back? Which is something that the women do very well. The First Lady role. They stay behind, and is the traditional role that people are used to. But with the Queen of England, it was a different matter entirely. And His Royal Highness, Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. His position was a challenging one because, like I said, there is no official role for the husband of a sovereign queen. And his life was marked by extraordinary contradictions between his public and private duties. He always walked 3 paces behind his wife in public in a show of deference to the monarch. But he was the head of the family in private. Still, his son Charles, as heir to the throne, had a larger income as well as access to the high-level government papers Philip was not permitted to see. They often took a wry approach to his unusual place at the royal table. He was once quoted as saying, constitutionally, I don't exist. Who in 2009, he became the longest-serving consort or spouse to the Queen in British history, who surpassed Queen Charlotte, who had married King George II in the 18th century. Plenty for you to think about, right? Good. Sorted that one out. So he frequently struggled to find his place, a friction that would later be echoed in his grandson Prince Harry's decision to give up royal duties. Harry couldn't even go through that one. But I wonder how many of you can play these sort of roles. Walk paces behind your wife, the Queen. Call her the Queen in public. In fact, your entire life, you are the mercy of the Queen. You have to go according to the tradition. But such a gentleman, His Royal Highness, Prince Philip, who's passed on. And all across, tributes have been paid. There have been reactions worldwide, and everyone having a say. It's an age-long tradition, and I'm sure many of you would have wondered if you had a female president, what would have happened was a question. But this is the answer towards it. And he was asked questions many times in public, whether he's ever thought about it, and he looked and he said, I never thought about it, and I don't think about it. And that's a perfect gentleman. And we'll talk about that. You can call in and tell us what you make of this story. I know many men here will be thinking, if my wife became president and I had to be called first husband, how do I relate to that? It's unprecedented, but you're going to have to define that role for yourself. And Prince Philip did that for 70 years. He gave up he had a fantastic career as a military officer, and he could have gone there, but he was constricted to his role as the consort to the Queen of England, and he did carry it out completely. 100% loyalty to the Queen, was never in doubt what happened in public. In private, it was also said that he took control of things at the home front. I'm still getting reactions all across, but I can see reactions pouring in, and people paying tribute to such a fantastic gentleman. Many believe his propensity to speak his mind meant he provided needed unvarnished advice to the Queen. The way he survived in the British monarchy system was to be his own man, and that was a source of support to the Queen, said this is Robert Lacey, who's a royal historian, who was quoted here saying, all her life she was surrounded by men who said, yes, ma'am. He was the one man who always told her how it really was, or at least how he saw it. So that's our first story on Global Review. I could go on and on, but I know that there are other stories here I also want you to. In fact, I had such a difficult time editorially trying to see which stories I would go for. This one came up and I said, I have to take it because this is the number one story everywhere, even in the country. Everyone talking about this one. The next story here, I will take this one, then I'll come to the phone lines. It's in neighboring Chad. Elections are about to happen in Chad, and every time elections happen in neighboring countries, I'm always very quick to pick them up. Back in the days, I should have grabbed my bag and headed straight to N'Djamena, but COVID-19 no go allow me. But so let's see what is going on in Chad. Its Interior Ministry says it is now an update to the elections, which is going to be happening on Sunday. It's not new, but I can imagine what you're thinking. Right, Idris Deby's been there for over 3 decades. I've lost count. I'll go bring out my calculator and find out how long Deby has been there. But now the Interior Ministry is saying that it has arrested several people after uncovering a plot to assassinate prominent political figures and bomb polling stations and the Electoral Commission headquarters ahead of the elections on Sunday. Politicians were among those arrested for planning killings of opposition and civil society leaders in an attempt to frame the government, the ministry said in a statement. So this is the case of the fifth columnist, like people say. So, well, let's go ahead. Can a house be divided against itself? I'm sure that's the question you're asking. Right groups and opposition politicians say authorities have cracked down on dissent ahead of the poll. President Idris Deby is poised to extend his 3-decade rule. One presidential candidate, Yaya Dillo, has been in hiding since 2 people, including his mother, were killed in an assault at his home in February. Opposition leaders have called for a boycott in protest against Deby's leadership. The president's announcement to seek a 6th term in February sparked violent demonstrations across the Central African country, and those demonstrations have continued. Do you think opposition boycotting elections in this time in I like Chad is in Central Africa, but in my mind it's still West Africa because it's neighboring us. Do you think that the boycott of elections will solve this multi-decade holding on to power in the African continent? I'd like to know what you think about it. I've seen a number of elections where people try to boycott the elections, saying that if they did boycott the elections, it will take away the validity of that poll. So you call us and tell us what you think. There have been reactions from a number of opposition candidates, those who haven't been picked up. Daram's brother, Finamu Daram, says, our country has become a jungle, that's Chad, and repressions on opponents are increasing a few days ahead of the poll. It's not immediately clear how many other people have been arrested if they all share the same political affiliations. So that's the update to the polls happening on Sunday in Chad, where Idris Deby is poised to increase his stay in office. He's been there over 30 years now, and looks more likely to win than lose. The ones who have boycotted, lucky for them. Others who did not boycott have been arrested in a plot which the government in its Interior Ministry of Defense's statement says they want to kill opposition leaders and then blame it on the government. So they've helped them in their mind by picking them up before they carry out the plot. I'll go to the phone lines now, and I'll come to the third story, which for me is my biggest story on the Global Big Three edition. 0700 993 993 993. Call us and tell us what you think about the two stories so far I've reeled out. On WhatsApp, it's 0809 597 5805. Again, 0809 597 5805. And then on Twitter, it's at Nigeria Info FM. Hashtag Nigeria Info HF. Comments, questions, suggestions. We'd love to hear from you. I see that Kelvin is calling in from Surulere.
Yes, how are you?
Hello, Kelvin. I'm fine. How are you?
To God be the glory, my brother.
Good.
I am not shocked about the death, the one that the whole world knows about.
Prince Philip. Well,
yeah, I'm not shocked.
Yeah, 99 years. He's tried.
Yes.
Yeah.
Some people will tell you that they are shocked. I'm not shocked too. 99 years. The man lived well.
Well.
He lived to his fullest, and he was a very strong man.
Very strong. Maybe his military background. But what do you think about this? This role he had to be there for the Queen for 70 years. You know, he always had to be. You know.
I was watching a brief documentary of them earlier on today.
Right.
I could see that there was a serious bond between them. They loved each other. My only worry now concerning that is how would the Queen, manage without this man now?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he really loved the Queen, and they lived well.
Yeah.
They lived well. As of 2 years ago, the man was still driving, that he had an accident.
Very true.
And they took his license, so he should not drive again.
Yeah.
He lived well. He's worth celebrating. It's not a thing to be saddened about or to be shocked,
Right.
He lived well. His life is worth celebrating.
Right.
Regarding your second story,
Chad.
I don't think people should not come and display ignorance and tell me that it's an African thing for African leaders to stay long. No, it's not. Recently, I think a few days ago, we saw the man in Russia extend his stay.
Yeah, Putin.
And yes, Putin. And if you go to South America, you will see long-serving dictators that have stayed for years upon years upon years. So it's not an African thing. It's just the mindset of individuals who have just refused to relinquish power. When you stay long in power, you become disinteresting. They don't know.
Let me ask you a question, Kelvin, very quickly. Back in the days when we had the military in power across many African countries, it was easy for us to say, if you were wearing jackboots and beret, we will distance ourselves from you diplomatically. But somehow they found a way to tweak the constitution so we don't have the military in power, but you have long-time civilians in office, and we still have to retain relationship with them. I mean, Nigeria cannot walk up to Chad and say, President Debbie, what's going on here?
The problem is most of them transform from being a military man to a dictator in civilian, attire. That's not the problem. So it's just all the same and all the same. There's no any change. There's no any difference. They have the mindset of they are wearing the democratic attire, but they have the mentality of the military.
Right.
It's all the same. They transcend.
Right.
It happens in some African countries, but I think hardly we are going to resist it here. It can hardly happen here.
Can hardly happen.
It's all the same. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think it cannot even happen. Central Africa, they got the worst case. I think I'm just looking at the countries in Central Africa, and my mind reels in stupefaction at the long-term dictatorship you have from the Bongo dynasty in Gabon to Obiango Basogo Nguema, Equatorial Guinea. Next door to them is next door to Nigeria, interestingly, Paul Biya, been there since 1982. Sassou Denis Nguesso has been there, just extended his rule in the Congo Brazzaville, and now you have Idris Deby, also same Central Africa. So it's Central Africa of long-term dictatorship. Maybe it's the cost of Central Africa. Mohammed calling us from Ikeja. Hello, Mohammed.
Mr. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm brilliant. And how are you? Hello.
Yeah, till 6 o'clock, right?
Right, Mohammed.
Yeah, fantastic. Okay.
All right.
And then about the Chadian election, I think the opposition parties, they should participate in the election because so that they will give the election credibility. But if they went away and slept, then I think it's going to give.
Well, but even so sorry about that. I was going to ask him that. If they boycott the election or they don't boycott the election, it's already certain that Debbie would win that election. Will it make a difference? If they participated or not. Let's see. Hello and good afternoon.
Thank you, Agogo. Shaku Maku.
Hey, Makushi. Your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Oluwafemi Agogo. It's been a while, though.
Yeah, it's been a while, Oluwafemi. How are you?
Great. I'm doing well.
All right.
How about you?
I'm great. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I think when tyranny has been institutionalized, that you get all this. Hello.
I hear you. Go ahead.
It is endemic to our polity in Nigeria that when people get power, they want to look for different ways to make it impossible for them to relinquish power to even the people from whom they got those powers from. I'll go. I want to say something that it must sound derogatory, though. Hello.
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Going back to the prince.
Right.
Yes. I think Africans should take this as a lesson. The role of a male or the role of a man in a family is not necessarily to be a dictator, to be the head per se. I mean, with all vigor and with your ego in place.
Right.
That is not how it is meant to be. The man served the woman for over 70 years. That is something to applaud.
I like the way you put it. He served her for over 70 years.
Yes,
it's literally what he did.
Yes, it's something to applaud. And I think, okay.
Is this something you're likely to do? If, for example, you're married and your wife becomes the president, I think that's the close you're going to have. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you automatically become the first husband. You don't have a role to
job.
say.
I mean,
yes.
Yes, yes. I would do it.
Okay.
Come on, I would do it. I want to make an inference to the history of Egypt.
Yeah.
And I also want to debunk this argument that Africans are not likely. African men are not likely to relinquish their role as a man to a woman. In the Egyptian, we had about two kings.
Right.
Two queens rather.
Yeah. I remember Cleopatra.
Yeah, God bless you, sir. So she had a husband, and the husband also served for a very long time with her. So come on, this is Africa we're talking about.
All right, Luafemi, thank you very much. I'm going to have to let you go because
thank you.
I love the gist so much. I would love to go on, but there's a long queue behind you and bills to pay very shortly. Don't forget 0809 597 5805 for you to join us on WhatsApp if you got comments, questions. We'd love to hear from you on our Global 3 edition. Such brilliant stories we have here that I think captures your imagination. Many of them changing stereotypes, first husband and all of that. But let's go to a quick break. We come back and we will continue from just where we stopped. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Hi there. If anyone ever asked you for your banking app password or PIN, your card PIN or the 3 numbers on the back of your card, your Pay ID or answers to your security questions, do not give it to them. These details are private and highly confidential. They must never be shared. Stay smart.
you're like me that has to deal with heavy downloads and a need to be connected, then you need a 9 mobile MiFi or router. At the office, at home, and on the go, never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our MiFi or router data bundles for as low as 16,000 Naira and get a free 4G MiFi or router. Just visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center or authorized 9 Mobile dealer outlets to get yours. Terms and conditions apply.
9 Mobile.
I am Simone Cipriani.
And I'm Claire Press.
You are listening to the Ethical Fashion Podcast.
Get ready for another season of the EFI podcast series.
Change starts at the grassroots level from the collective efforts of people.
This Friday at 12:15 to 1 p.m. This series will explore topics relevant today more than ever.
The systems that we live in are operating with 100% efficiency.
Through the voice of African creatives and leaders. Hosted by Simone Cipriani and Claire Press, the series explores issues driving the conversation around ethical fashion. The discussions featuring African leaders and creatives range from female power and wildlife conservation to African entrepreneurship. Right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
Time for Conversations is a 90-minute interactive magazine show augmented by special guest interviews. We'll be exploring the social-political and the social-cultural issues in Nigeria whilst weaving you through the lunchtime traffic of Lagos. Join me, Eriti Bakari Yusuf, every Friday
1 to 2:30 p.m.
on Nigeria Info 99.3 FM, your number one station for talk. Now let's talk.
If you're like me that has to deal with heavy downloads and a need to be connected, then you need a 9 mobile MiFi or router. At the office, at home, and on the go, never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our MiFi or router data bundles for as low as 16,000 Naira and get a free 4G MiFi or router. Just visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center or authorized 9 Mobile dealer outlets to get yours. Terms and conditions apply.
9 Mobile.
Are you a resident in Lagos? Do you own a business or are you unemployed? Learn how to access and manage resources for your business. Listen to The Portal, on 99.3 Nigeria Info every Saturday from 11 a.m. as we discuss employability, funding, business management, working business strategies, and so on. You will learn from business experts, captains of the industry, and young entrepreneurs. The Portal every Saturday from 11 a.m. Brought to you by 99.3 Nigeria Info in partnership with the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund.
Hey Ali, how are you?
I'm tired, Shadi. My bank is bashing my head with charges.
Have I not shown you how to break free from sufferhead banking?
Is it that Kudo something?
Kuda, Ali. It's Kuda.
That one, Kuda. Are they even safe?
Hey, wait till I start. They don't charge me account or card maintenance fees.
My bank has even charged for a debit card I don't have.
My Kuda card was free and delivered to my house free. I have never paid a Naira for owning this card.
What about transfers?
Kuda will give you 25 free transfers to other banks every single month for the rest of your life.
You're right, Sha. Shadi. Is your hotspot on?
Better use your own data.
Shadi.
Kuda Microfinance Bank gives you an account with free transfers, a free card, and 0 ridiculous fees. Break free now. Get Kuda on Google Play or the App Store now and open a full bank account in a few minutes. Kuda, the bank of the free.
If you're like me that has to deal with heavy downloads and a need to be connected, then you need a 9 mobile MiFi or router. At the office, at home, and on the go, never worry about a steady connection. Buy any of our MiFi or router data bundles for as low as 16,000 Naira and get a free 4G MiFi or router. Just visit any 9 Mobile Experience Center or authorized 9 Mobile dealer outlets to get yours. Terms and conditions apply.
9 Mobile.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
Welcome back, and 99.3 Nigeria Info and the Global Big 3 edition. I'm Agogo Obo, and we've done 2. I'm going to rush because we press for time. You know, on Fridays that's what usually happens. The Global Trends 2040 report is out. This report comes out every 20 years. That is why I love when it comes out, you grab it. And we're going to dwell on this for some time. So the report summary just says that the world is already struggling with a global pandemic and challenges to long-standing systems and its institutions, and says that it's unlikely to get much relief in the next 20 years. And this Global Trends report is put together by the National Intelligence Council, and it's released every 4 years. So the latest installment, which is what the report which I have in my possession, it lays out some scenarios in which democracies, which include the United States, Nigeria, a number of democracies, hope to regain their footing and manage to thrive. But then it warns that it would not happen if they do not first find a way to handle ever more intense and frequent problems. Poor and developing countries will be the most likely to suffer, and the inability of their governments to adapt and respond could result in new waves of migration, which we've been seeing happen over and over again. And that, in turn, according to the report, will strain the resources and the capacities of destination countries. The report says also that these challenges will repeatedly test the resilience and adaptability of communities, states, and the international system, often exceeding the capacity of existing systems and models. The report is also warning that, adding that some of the developments could result in catastrophe. So, there are places in the report I've gone to search and see where Nigeria's name is turning up. There's one that caught my interest. And what they've done is basically do research and do some comparison, qualitative, mostly analysis. And they did something, they did this one that really caught my interest. It says here, titled Selected Worldwide Religious Commitment, Countries That Pray and How Their GDP per capita is measured. The GDP per capita measures the prosperity of a country. This is not GDP now. This is per capita. So they take all the money, and then based on the population of the country, you now know how rich the country is or how poor the country is. Nigeria is above over 95% in terms of people who pray daily. I'm telling you, very high. That's where Nigeria measures very high. We have about 96, 97% of those who are praying daily. But then Nigeria's per capita is at about $10,000, which is very poor. At the bottom of the ladder here, I see countries. Norway daily prayer output, according to this report, is at less than 10%. But they are closing on $75,000 per capita. They way smaller population than Nigeria, most likely prosperous. So what they try to also find out too is the income inequality. Nigeria features here. But interestingly, rather than having increasing income inequality, the gap is shrinking. So we're having Nigeria falls into a group of countries now where income inequality still exists, but then it is now shrinking according to the report. And then we fall into another group of countries, which include Indonesia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, UAE, Australia, Brazil. These are all regional powers who are seeking greater influence in a competitive environment. They say that these countries will probably seek to take advantage of new opportunities and to take on roles previously filled by a major power to shore up regional stability or gain influence. So, for example, the African Continental Free Trade Agreement is an instrument that a global, a regional power like Nigeria can use to expand its influence, to expand its wealth and its reach. But that is left to be seen in what we are doing presently. But the report shows us that this is some potential for some opportunity that Nigeria can cash in after the exit of the big guys, declining Chinese influence and all of that. But it's a great report. This is just the surface I've scratched. But interesting, the prayer thing got me thinking. Over 97% of the country praying every day, but it doesn't show in the wealth of the country. And then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the countries like Norway and some other Scandinavian countries who are doing very well, but pretty less than population, 6-7% daily praying. 0700 993 993 993. The Global Trend Report is out. Next 20 years, it shows a fractured world, increasing problems. Nigeria is also mentioned in another category I missed out, which is technological success. So together with countries like Brazil, Indonesia, and India, we are being perceived as countries that have become adaptable and resilient and able to cope with growing global challenges because of our technology and how it's being used. Let's see who we have here. Hello and good afternoon. All right, I don't have you, but sorry, do call back and let's hear what you have to say. Let me go on WhatsApp while the calls are loading. On WhatsApp, 0809-597-5805. Good afternoon, sir. I'm Ade from Surulere. Very sad news about the death of Prince Philip. I was privileged to have met him, when he visited my boarding school about 40 years ago. He was a very humble and perfect gentleman. Yes, he served his wife, the Queen, something we'll hardly find in Africa, especially Nigeria, exclamation mark. I'm very sure in Nigeria, the husband will be seen in full control instead of the wife. That's why it's going to be very impossible to get a woman governor president in Nigeria. The men will arrogantly do everything to prevent such to ever happen, but I know some men have been calling and saying, yes, we will. Yes, we can. I want to strongly believe, thank you very much, Ade, for your message. I don't have your name here, but I want to strongly believe there's more to power than the ordinary man out there that does not know, except those in it. I don't know what you're commenting on, but would love to hear what you have to say. Okay, Mofe is calling in from Apapa, and great to have you join us this afternoon, Mofe.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
See our problem in Nigeria.
Tell us about the problem.
Everything is God. Everything we want to go to God.
Are you impressed with the numbers? 97% praying daily.
Yes, with our high number, but look at our economy.
Yeah.
Bad. No road, no light, no water. We just pray for everything.
So what do you say? The countries that have 7% prayer and over $80,000 per capita.
Because at least they are still doing something. Check our warehouses around. Go to Oshodi Expressway. Like even in Apapa, you see many warehouses that are turned to church. Instead of them to create factories for people to come and work, they are looking for people that will come and pray. Imagine in the Monday morning, you pass some area, you see some people worshiping God Monday morning. Instead of going to work to be productive, God says, when you don't work, you won't eat. No food for lazy man. I don't know how they think they can go and pray and they will grow the economy. I see the only part we can be best, prayer. Yes, prayer is good, but at least when you walk and you pray, that means when you get solution and answer to what you are saying. Thank you, Agogo.
All right, thank you very much. A praying nation. Well, we did top that, but I wonder what value it is at the end if the economy still isn't where it should be. Trying to get his name. Hello and good afternoon. I don't have you there. Okay, because we're pressed for time, I'm going to pick these numbers at random. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Great. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
My name is Obina. I'm calling from Ojo.
All right, Obina from Ojo. Please go ahead.
I want to speak pertaining the World Trending Report.
Yeah, the World Trend Report, Global Trend Report. Go ahead.
Well, for me, the Nigerian problem is it's not all about praying alone, but it's all about being productive. Because it's unfortunately like the country you just mentioned, like the Norway.
Yeah.
I think maybe their government has and know what they are doing to the people, maybe by creating jobs, putting infrastructure, things working well. But here, even our own politicians, they do pray, some go to church and go to mosques, but the thing they are praying or what they are being taught, they will not even put it in practice. So that is why I don't think, for me, we are going nowhere until we start doing something good. No, it's not only by calling God alone, but by doing that which is right.
All right. Thank you very much. Great to hear from you, Obina from Ojo. Interesting subheading there. I saw. Just looking at the subheading on that report, Global Trend Report. Selected worldwide religious commitment. I wonder what sort of relationship if we did a linear equation, simple linear regression equation is what we call that, between prayer and wealth. And they've done this one. Nigeria is over 90% daily prayers, $10,000 per capita. But just one of the areas which caught my interest, other things. But what is more important is this is where we should be in 20 years. Lagos is also mentioned in terms of population, places to watch out for. Probably would hit close to 30 million in the next 10 years or thereabout. Susan is in Lekki and joins the conversation. Hello, Susan.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, so you see this issue of prayers in Nigeria. I think our issue is not actually praying. It's the fact that we don't balance it. You see, if we can pray and also act, like the Bible says, as a Christian, it says, watch and pray. Before you go into prayer, you have to understand what is the issue on ground. The problem is when you compare a nation like Norway, they have leaders that are willing to, if you see their leaders, they live very, very humble and simple life. Where they live in quarters. If you look at their system, in such a way that there's no way that a political leader would so lavish himself with the wealth of so many.
Right.
There are so many things that we would have achieved as a nation. Nigeria is a blessed nation. It's just that we don't appropriate our wealth very well. The wealth of this nation is in the hands of few. And then the few ones that are working, I mean, somebody was citing an example of the warehouses everywhere.
Right.
What are they supposed to be doing? Are they supposed to be industries where people can work and make a living? But they are none.
They're not.
Absolutely.
Close, absolutely. And that's it, Susan. But great point everyone has made. So talking about wealth, we'll talk about wealth now with Zimvest. They perhaps have the solution that we haven't been able to find out for others, have sought prayers and hasn't correlated in terms of the economic wealth of the people. But Elora probably has an idea with how to do the relationship in a more balanced way, like Susan has talked about. Elora, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
All right. Great, great. So, Elora. So, Elora, Zimvest, you got something for us here, right?
Yes. So
good.
Hi.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Zimvest is a Securities and Exchange Commission licensed asset manager.
Right.
I know that sounded like a lot of big English, but basically what we do is that we create access to investment products for every unique customer. So our investment products are available in Naira and USD, and they are crafted with the best in market rates. So our platform now allows corporate customers to be digitally onboarded. And that's not even the best part, because they can keep their excess capital in our vaults for business and earn higher rates than even your banks can offer. So ethical investors can now enjoy good returns by investing in our non-interest-free portfolio, Zcrest Ethicals. So with Zimvest, you can have all of your investment options in one place. And if you're one of the first 1,000 people to download our mobile app today, you can start earning some cash.
All right. We're going to we'll take a quick break so that people can know some more about Zimvest, and we'll come back and find out how does anyone who is listening, for example, get involved with Zimvest. So let's go on a quick break, and Elora will come back and tell us about just how you can get connected to Zimvest.
Need to save for a new car, house rent, or your next vacation? Or be financially ready to get yourself a COVID vaccine next year? LetsTalk
Need low-risk investment option? With attractive rates, Zimvest High Yields is your best bet. Zcrest Investment Managers, Zimvest is a SEC-licensed asset management company. At Zimvest, professional asset managers with industry expertise dedicate time into preserving your wealth. Zimvest has a web platform that enables you invest in a range of investment products that offers you good returns. Visit www.zimvest.com.ng to get started. Zimvest, demystifying wealth from creation to distribution for all.
All right, back and now you got some more information, at least from from the ad about Zimvest. And enough of prayers. You pray too much. Now you need to know how to make those prayers result into things. For example, like the Global Trend Report will, balance out, like Susan said, from wealth towards wealth and prayer. So, Laura, still here with us. Laura, so how do people get involved with Zimvest? How do they get into this plan?
Okay, so to get into our plan, you need to visit www.zimvest.com.ng just to get started. Or you can send an email at ask@zimvest.com.ng. Or you can speak with our private wealth managers on 070-002002.
So go over it again, because I can imagine people who run in to get their pens and all of that to have all the information.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I get on the WhatsApp and I see people asking questions that I ask myself, when they listened very well before. So go over it again. How did they get into the platform, and then what numbers they need to call in to be part of Zimvest?
Okay, they need to visit www.zimvest.com.ng just to get started. Or you can send an email, ask@zimvest.com.ng. That's if you have any questions you might need to ask. Or you can speak with our private wealth managers on 070-002-00220.
All right, Laura, thank you very much. Have we forgotten everything? Have we said everything?
Yes, we have.
Okay, all right. So when they come, I know exactly what to tell them if they send me those messages on WhatsApp. But thank you very much, Laura, and do follow all the information to be part of Zimvest.
Need to save for a new car, house rent, or your next vacation? Or be financially ready to get yourself a COVID vaccine next year? Keep you in check. Need low-risk investment option with attractive rates? Zimvest High Yields is your best bet. Zcrest Investment Managers, Zimvest is a SEC-licensed asset management company. At Zimvest, professional asset managers with industry expertise dedicate time into preserving your wealth. Zimvest has a web platform that enables you invest in a range of investment products that offers you good returns. Visit www.zimvest.com.ng to get started. Zimvest, demystifying wealth from creation to distribution for all.
All right, welcome back. It's still the Global 3 edition on the Hat Fact. I'm Awogo Obo, and I got some interesting messages on WhatsApp. It appears the Global Trend Report. No, by the way, the Global Trend Report is not about the relationship between prayer and wealth. It is just some aspect, some very interesting researcher decided to go do. Add that element into the report, the correlation between prayer and wealth, and he took the other aspects which you find very interesting about the role of technology, the COVID-19 and the impact, and I mean some real good report to see and in terms of prediction where it should be. Another story we're looking at is with the Chad situation. Opposition wants to boycott because the Ministry of Interior says some opposition politicians were planning to attack other opposition politicians and then blame it on the government. They went and arrested those guys. How that is going to affect Idris Deby is elections on Sunday. He's already been there for over 3 decades. If you ask me, I say insignificant because he probably would win whether that happened or not. But it just shows you the tightening of the news around the politics and, especially in Central Africa. By the way, I was just looking at the screens. Djibouti is having an election on Saturday, I think, or Sunday. The president of Djibouti is going for a 5th term. Here we go. So this messages I'm seeing on WhatsApp. Paul from Ikorodu says, good. We pray a lot in Nigeria, but we don't do the right thing. The Bible says prayer without good deeds is dead. Politicians and the people in high positions embezzle funds, public funds, and do nothing to better the lives of the people. Goke from the United Kingdom. There is a time for everything. Time to pray, time to work, etc. But unfortunately in Africa, we pray far more than doing the real work. Ajuluchuku says, we pray too much. It doesn't reflect in our economic life because we play lip service to godliness. Have you cared to ask, as an average Nigerian, why they go to church or mosque? It's just to fulfill all righteousness. Eye service on lose. Let me go and join them so they don't call me an atheist. Prince Philip Okechukwu says, Prince Philip did not serve his wife. Rather, he served the queen. He served the crown. People should not get it wrong. If a man was king, he'd also have served the same way. Talking about setting the cats among the pigeons, they'll come for you, Okechukwu. Whether he served the queen or served his wife in public was the queen, in the house was the queen, was the wife. Okay. I take this last one. Samuel says, good job, sir. As Nigerians are fervent in prayer, so also fervent in evil and abuses. May God help us. For instance, do you observe those who call you to profess solution? Instead to contribute constructively, it is abuse raining causes on the government of the day. If you may ask, are these people not praying? In fact, they pray more than Jesus, but when it comes to controlling their emotions, they can't. Let all of us be the change we want to see. Sam, please stop comparing Nigeria with other nations of the world where their leaders have conscience and fear of God or humanity. Even though they don't go to church or mosque or pray to any God, Nigerian leaders are always in church and mosque, but very devilish in their hearts. Righteousness exalts a nation, not multitude of prayers. Righteousness is measured by your prayers, but your actions. Says Yinka. All right, I could go on and on, but the barrage of messages I'm being, let me not say assaulted, which I'm being met with here, would leave for another day. I hope the other guys will take it up and then let's see what we can do with this story and see where it takes us to. All right, we will go and do something which I know is very important because a lot of you have been waiting for it. And here we go.
This is Just a Minute on 99.3 Nigeria Invest. This is Just a Minute on 99.3 Nigeria Invest.
All right, I had to do it twice so that I could get the guys who were sleeping to wake up. You know how they say when it's time for you to do the important thing in life, which is don't be asleep when the master will come. Okie dokie. So this is what it is. I understand from my production team here that we have a tie from the previous shows. Ozioma Ihumezie and Mary Joseph Adeshugba. Both answered 5 questions, one on Morning Crossfire, the other one on WhatsApp Lagos. So 5 is the number to beat. If you don't beat 5, we're going to share the 10,000 naira between both of them. Mini, more, father has a donkey. Hello and good afternoon. Got frightened and ran away. He lost the opportunity. Hello and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Great. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Durakat.
Mustafa. All right, yes, Mustafa, are you ready for us?
I'm ready, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, if you're ready, I'm ready too.
This is Just a Minute.
All right, let's go. Who is the host of Danfo Conversations on Nigeria Info?
Bakari.
Say that again.
Iwesi Bakari.
Correct, you got 1. Prince Philip died at what age?
99 years.
Prince Philip is the husband to who? Hello? Oh dear. How could you go off now? Oh, my goodness. All right, let's do this one more time. Hello and good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Let's just say your star has worked. You have 1 minute and we start straight away. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Blessing from LetsTalk.
All right, Blessing, let's go.
Okay.
Just a minute.
First question. Who is the host of Daily Digest on Nigeria Info?
Daily Digest is Skip.
What is Nigeria Info's Instagram handle?
At Nigeria Info FM Lagos.
At Nigeria Info FM. I'm not going to give you because you didn't get that correctly. Prince Philip is the Duke of what?
Say?
Prince Philip is the Duke of what city?
23.
No, you don't even know that one.
But I didn't get the question.
Prince Philip, he's the Duke of what city?
Okay. Skip.
When is the election in the Republic of Chad going to happen?
On Sunday. This Sunday.
All right. One. Who is the host of Chat Station on Nigeria Info?
The host of
Chat Station. All right.
I didn't get the question. Sir.
I know you probably will have to call next time, and hopefully you'll be able to have better luck next time. The guy who called the other time probably would have been the one, right? But that's the way we do it. So we have a tie on today's Just a Minute. So Ozioma Ihumezie will have 5,000 naira, and Mary Joseph Adeshugba will also have 5,000 naira because they had a tie. So thank you very much, every one of you, and I'm sure you've had a fantastic working week. I'm going to go on a break. We'll come back at the top of the hour for the business news, and then Public Square, Rotimi Sankore and I will be taking you through the big issue, which is on health care. Please stay with us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.